is important for marketers because it affects the consumer selection process, how consumers learn, the intention to buy, and the final buying decision. Attitude is important for marketers because it affects the consumer selection process. It also affects how consumers learn, the intention to buy, and the final buying decision. Attitudes influence consumer behavior, particularly in the stage of evaluating alternatives, as well as in making the final choice on what to buy. Therefore, attitudes held by consumers play a key role in the success or failure of a company's marketing strategies. Research shows that positive consumer attitudes tend to correlate with success in the marketplace as defined by higher usage, higher market share, or even higher profitability, while negative attitudes, or what we call unfavorable attitudes, are associated with the lower market share, lower usage, lower performance overall in the marketplace. Attitude research, therefore, has been used to study a wide range of strategic marketing issues or questions, such as it's been used to determine whether consumers will accept proposed new product ideas, to gauge why a firm's target audience has not reacted more favorably to a new promotional theme, to learn how target consumers are likely to react to a proposed change in the firm's packaging, brand name, or product size. Marketers spend a lot of time and resources in the effort to understand consumer attitudes. Attitudes play a critical role in the consumer decision-making process. In the study of consumer behavior, the topic of attitude is considered critical to the understanding of the psychology of the consumer. It's one of the psychological processes that influence consumer actions. That is together with concepts like motivation, perception, and consumer personality, as well as learning. So attitude sits right there in between as a major factor in the psychological influences of consumer behavior. I'm Catherine Gaho from SBO Research, where we do market research. Majority of our clients tend to pay great attention to consumer attitudes. Attitudes are an expression of inner feelings that reflect whether a person is positively or negatively predisposed to something. For example, in marketing terms, it could be a product, a brand, a company, a service, and the like. Consumer researchers assess attitudes by asking questions or by making inferences from behavior. Attitude research is used for testing acceptance of a new product, new ideas, testing reaction to new packaging or promotion. You could test attitude towards many aspects of marketing, whether it's your advertising, your pricing, your retailer, and the like. And even online services and e-commerce outlets can be tested for attitude and are all impacted by the attitudes that consumers hold. There's general argument that attitudes are learned, something you learn. The other thing to note is that while attitudes may result from behavior, they are not synonymous with behavior. They reflect a favorable or unfavorable evaluation of the attitude object. Attitudes have a motivation quality. That is, they might propel a consumer towards a particular behavior or repel the consumer away from a particular behavior. So they could propel them towards a product or against it. The three important components of attitude come from the theory of the tri-component attitude model, which suggests that there are three important aspects of attitude to consider. First is cognitive, meaning knowledge or awareness. This aspect looks at what do people know, what are they aware of, what perceptions do they hold about a product or service. The second one is the affective component, and this talks about feelings and emotions, and it covers the questions like how do the people feel about the product or service? How do your consumers feel? What feelings do they harbor about your product or service? The third is cognitive, which talks about action, the action tendency. This represents the question related to the likelihood of behavior or how the person is likely to act in a certain situation, the action tendency. In attitude research, this is assessed with a question about the likelihood of buying, which generally tends to measure intention to buy. So for example, somebody could ask, when this flavored coffee is introduced in the market and placed in the shop where you regularly buy, would you say that you will definitely buy it, probably buy it, definitely not buy it, or probably not buy it, and stuff like that? When you ask that, somebody is able to respond by telling you their intention in the event that product became available in the market. So it's used to gauge the intentions that people have with reference to a product, a service, a retail outlet, or an online establishment, and the like. So all these are ways where this concept of attitude applies. So the three factors to consider in assessing attitudes are: first is knowledge or awareness of perceptions, second is feelings and emotions, and the third is practices or action tendency or behavior. Do like this video and share it with someone you think might benefit from it. So keep watching. Thank you and all the best. We all need to elevate our mindset at this time.